As Charles Woodson would say, Raiders. Yeah.
What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome back to Raiders Coast to Coast with myself, formerly Raider Jeff, and my esteemed colleague sitting next to me, Mr. LV Raider 10. So before we kick this off, make sure you guys hit that like, the subscribe, hit the notifications. Make sure you get over to LV Raider 10's YouTube channel, and do all that. Hit the subs, hit the notifications, give them a thumbs up. So make sure you spread the love here, everybody. So Nate, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Chilling, pretty good so far.
It's been a little over 24 hours since we last talked to each other on the show.
Right.
That's the tough part about following up, doing a show on Wednesday night with the guys, and then jumping in and doing this. And last night was a little different. We had 5 of us on there, so tonight's a little bit more relaxed with just the 2 of us, and this really gives Nate a chance to, get his point out there and, talk it up like, I know he can about, especially college. So we'll do is we'll check with the chat, and then we're going to get right into it. So we got Robert Pena in the house.
What up, Robert?
We got Rosetown, changed his profile pic. I see that.
Rosetown.
Marcus Banks is in the house. What's up, my guy?
Salute to you, Marcus.
Sacktown is in the house. What's up, Sacktown?
Sacktown.
Oh, man, how you feeling? Let's see. Ja Raider. There's drama in championship game. Sean Payton fans can rest for Super Bowl when Patriots wide receiver for Super Bowl. Then Patriots wide receiver, we're going to send them to Cancun. Then Broncos cornerback reaction to Patriot wide receiver saying, he said, who? It's about to be crazy. Well, we're going to touch on that because we are going to cover the playoffs this weekend and everything, because I've got a funny feeling that some people might get shocked this weekend. But let's see who else we got here. AO's in the house. What's up, my guy?
What up, Anthony?
Raidosaurus, what's up?
What's good? What's up?
My 2 cents is in the house. What's up?
Salute.
Let's see. I think that's pretty much. Yep, that's everybody that's said something in the chat so far. So let's do this before we get into NFL stuff. Nate being the college football aficionado that I think he is, and I really do think he is. He watches more college football than I do, that's for sure. I don't deny that. Why I have respect for when he talks about college players. So I want to hear from Nate on what he thought about the championship game Monday, and what was his ultimate takeaway from that. So I'm going to let you just have at it and talk it up the best you can, my man.
I appreciate that. I mean, obviously going into the game, everyone's eyes, as far as, Raider fans, were definitely on Fernando Mendoza and how he can, kind of elevate or solidify his number 1 draft position that he had going into the game. And I mean, I don't think he did anything to really compromise his current draft position at being number 1 and being the number 1 overall prospect, which, is up for debate, especially between us and to some other people. But, it's pretty it's pretty hard to see somewhere that doesn't have Fernando Mendoza going number 1 overall. So my biggest thing was to, watch him to see if anything happens or find anything that really would stand out for us to kind of point out to show everyone why we truly believe. But he did basically what he did all year, and that was do enough for Indiana to win the football game. And kudos to Miami, because Miami put up a dogfight of a game. And I truly did not think that it would be as close as it was, and as it ended up being, because Indiana had been steamrolling teams that were primed to, be in real playoff contention and real national championship contention for, the past couple of years, and Indiana was steamrolling them. So the fact that it got, as close as it did, that it was a really good game. I'm glad it was a good game, because I was getting tired of, the overblown Mendoza hype, but kudos to Miami. And I kind of want to involve you in this too, Jeff. I know you definitely watched the game. But besides Mendoza, who really stood out to you that, kind of caught your eye, like maybe looking out for? Obviously, we have the number 1 pick, but that's not our only pick. So maybe later in the draft, or maybe trade it up to get somebody else. Like who else kind of stood out to you in that game?
In that game, it's all on the defense at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know there was some wide receivers, on Indiana that everybody keeps talking about. They're talking about Cooper. They're talking about Surratt.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the other? Becker. Becker, right?
Beckert.
They got it listed here as Becker.
I thought it was Beckert, but sure,
Yeah.
whichever it is.
I mean that's. I mean, we know we need a wide receiver, so people are automatically throwing out, oh, we should take Cooper if we're going to take Mendoza, or we should get Surratt at some point too. But I really thought it was the defensive side on both teams where you saw the standout players.
I agree.
With Miami, it was guys like, obviously Bain was the other one that everybody and their brother was watching.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other guy's name? Was it Moten? No.
Yeah,
Moten, right? Yeah. I'm looking at the names because I don't know names off the top of my head. Messidor, that was the other one too.
Mm-hmm.
He had a good day. And then on Indiana, the one name that just you just kept hearing all the time was the corner there.
Pons.
Thank you. I was going to say Pounds. I don't know why I was thinking Pounds, but I got the P right. Was Pons. I don't really know Indiana's defense that well. I don't know who's slated to possibly go in this draft. I just know that you've heard Bain. I've seen him play already a few different times during the playoffs, and he was still doing his thing out there. But really, Messidor stepped up, so he definitely helped his stock value go up if he's eligible, if he's coming out. I don't know how old he is.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I see it was more defense for the other, for both teams outside of Mendoza. I'm not looking at the running backs because we don't really need to take a running back early anyway. We still should draft one at some point because we're going to need somebody to offset Genty here. But again, it's the wide receivers and the defensive players for both teams that kind of stood out more than anything after Mendoza.
Messidor is a 6-year redshirt senior, as it is here on the University of Miami football team page.
So he should be out this year then.
Yeah.
So the one thing I take away from this game, though, and I know the other quarterback that I've said, and I've heard you say it too, and I've heard Jason Downs and a few others too, was talking about Chambliss.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only bringing this up right now because he played Miami the week before. Okay, and that was another close game. They almost beat Miami also. That was 31-27 was the final on that one. That's a tight game. Obviously, Indiana blew out Oregon, and that was just a one-sided game from start to finish. But you see what Chambliss did against that Miami's defense, and then you see what Mendoza did Monday night against that same defense, and it's almost like the tale of two games.
Mm-hmm.
Two different results, I should say.
Right.
I think Chambliss had a much better game than Mendoza did if you look at the stat wise.
Right.
So it's like, if Mendoza is supposed to be that guy, I would have thought he would have done better than what Chambliss did the week before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you feel different about that.
No,
not.
the thought is definitely there. I understand exactly what you're saying. I just think that the Indiana's offensive scheme, it doesn't heavily rely on Mendoza, airing out the ball like Lane Kiffin's offense, which obviously Lane Kiffin wasn't there for Ole Miss, but it's still his offense that was implemented there. It heavily relies on the quarterback making those plays down the field and just making plays. It heavily relies the offense moves through the quarterback, and Indiana's offense doesn't really rely on the quarterback as much as Ole Miss's does. So I understand exactly what you're saying. So it does make Chambliss's stats a little bit more inflated, but I exactly understand what you're saying. And it just kind of comes down to what everyone's kind of preferences as a quarterback too. I know obviously we're not super high on Mendoza.
No.
And to me, it's that same thing because I don't want to. I want our offense, honestly, to move through our quarterback. Like I want them to be a game changer, and Mendoza has not. It doesn't. He doesn't have to be, and that's fine. It's just like for number one overall reasons, a face of the franchise reason, you have to be that kind of guy, and he's just kind of not. But yeah,
I got it. Just real quick here, just get through the chat here, Dave, Jeffy. I mean,
What
most of
up?
the country's got some serious bad winter coming. We're in like 1 to 2 feet range where I'm at, and that's gonna start sometime Sunday. So
Damn.
this weekend's gonna be fun. So that's why I wanted to highlight that. And Rostown's right. That block punt, you take that out of that equation, it could have been a different game at that point.
Exactly.
Dixon Snyder's in the house. What's up, Dixon? Charles Gray's here. What's up?
How's it going?
Miami's definitely got those 2 first rounders, I think.
Oh,
Definitely.
1,000. Exactly.
Bates, early pick. He's definitely a top 10, if not sooner. Cool Kev's in the house. What's up, my guy?
What up, Kev?
He said from Indiana, Pons and Fisher. I really like. Okay,
I like
don't know
Pons
what
a lot.
So, what's up, Hits Boy? What's going on?
Shout out
man?
Hits Boy.
Yeah, see, he just said it too. Bain from Miami. He's definitely top. He actually probably need to be a top 5.
The guy, what's his name? Moten. Dude, watching back like some of the highlights of the game, his hand fighting in the interior of that offensive line, which is a very good Indiana offensive line, it was honestly kind of reminiscent of someone like Aaron Donald. Obviously, that's super, super, super high praise, but just his hands in the middle of the defense, like, was amazing to me, especially at 6'3", 300 pounds. Like, he was getting through the interior of that offensive line so quickly.
Chambliss didn't have an interception in that game. He threw 1 touchdown, but no interception. Because I just looked it up, too, to make sure I was right on the numbers. What's up, Daniel Barry? What's going on, my guy? We got Oscar's in the house. What's up, Oscar?
How's it going, Oscar?
Eric Bell here. What's up? Yes, it will.
What up, Eric?
Stop talking about the bum rebel QB. It's not a bum. I see him playing college ball. I don't see any of you guys in the chat playing college ball, so he's definitely not a bum. I'm a bum. What's up, Chewy? What's going on, man?
What up, man?
So the outcome of that game is what you expected. Is that, would you say, basically?
I did, honestly. I expected Indiana to win. It's just, honestly, the University of Miami put a lot of they impressed me, honestly. They really did, because I was completely expecting it to be Indiana running them over, because in Miami was not supposed to be there. They were the 10th seed. They were barely made the playoff in general. So the fact that they got it,
is Indiana was a Cinderella story for the whole season.
mm-hmm.
I guess you could kind of say Miami was like a Cinderella story for the playoff. But yeah,
1,000%.
Yeah. What's up, James Furpo? Yep.
What up, James?
Raiders.
Yeah. So, how do you think Mendoza did in the first 3 quarters? That's a good question. I'll let you answer that one. You can evaluate better than I can.
I mean, just Mendoza in general just is kind of underwhelming as a prospect to me. He played exactly like I said earlier. He played exactly how he's played all season, which is enough. He made all the right throws, and he made all of the the spots, and then obviously in the fourth quarter he did show up in big spots where Indiana needed him, and that's where I think it kind of gets a little bit overblown. But I have to give credit where credit is due. Like, he did take that 4th down run ran over the guy and kept going to the touchdown. And then he had 2 big back shoulder throws. Besides that, do you really remember anything else that he did? Because I really don't. Because it's all forgettable.
So, by what you just said, so would that make him a game manager? Is that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Right. So it's not a game changer, which is what you expect with your number 1 overall pick, right? Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Carson went from a 6th to 7th round QB pick to a 2nd to 4th round. He resurrected himself.
I agree. I think that prior to this season, he was 6th, 7th rounder, just like he said. I don't know if he could go as high as a 2nd rounder, maybe because the quarterback class is so weak. Yeah, Carson Beck.
Yeah.
I don't know if he goes as high as a 2nd, but definitely 3rd to 4th.
I agree with Tanner Jack. What's up, Tanner Jack? That's what I've heard all day today.
Yeah, same.
Absolutely. I think it's absolutely ludicrous. That could be the worst move we ever make, would be doing something like that. Now, if they want to take one up, we'll trade Max straight up for Lamar Jackson and we don't have to use any draft pick. I might take that one. Possibly. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I ain't giving the number 1 for him. Absolutely not. Let's see. Oh, he's saying in the 4th exactly. How do you think he did in the 4th? Won the game. What's that mean? You know what it is? I think people need to really understand too is it wasn't just him putting the team on his back. Or any quarterback. It doesn't even have to be him. It was a total team effort. That defense stepped up when they needed to step up. Special teams stepped up, obviously, when they blocked the punt. I mean, that there in itself was probably the biggest turning point in the entire game, more so than that touchdown that he ran for, in my opinion. That block punt was everything. You take that out of the equation, I don't think Indiana wins that game. I really don't. Because if they get that punt off, there's a good chance they go 3 and out again, which they did a lot of in that game. All right. They didn't have a lot of long sustained drives. I mean, it was just a defensive battle from start to finish. And it was just a couple lucky plays that just changed the game. But we'll see. I mean, I know I didn't want to get into those talk about by fault. We're talking about
it's just that's not quantifiable. Winners win and losers lose. That's not quantifiable. Yeah. I understand it's a feeling, but to me, it's not quantifiable.
Linebacker U says Carson Beck is still not 2.0 career 3rd string.
Stetson. To me when I heard Stidham, I heard Stetson Bennett, but I don't know.
Or is he talking Stidham and just spell check?
Maybe.
So what's up, linebacker U? What's going on, man? Max is something else for Lamar. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty fair trade. You're giving up, a top defensive end.
So, like, if we do that prior to the draft, then we can take Bain at 1. We'll have our quarterback. It's just the problem then lies the offensive line. We don't get the picks. Like, if we trade back or if we trade Max, we don't get the picks to really get the offensive line, and Lamar will eat up the cap space to sign those offensive linemen.
Yeah, but if we're not taking Mendoza, that makes that pick even more valuable because now we can trade on him. Why would we take him?
That's true.
You trade out of somebody that wants him or wants that top quarterback in the draft, and we gain extra picks, and we can beef up that offense.
But also the problem with that is, like, a team like the Jets can call our bluff and be like, you just traded for Lamar Jackson. You're not going to draft Fernando Mendoza right behind that.
They keep on the edge of their seat. You don't have to fleece them like we would have if we didn't have Lamar. Like, if we didn't take Lamar, then there's that 99.9% chance we're taking Mendoza. You know? And they just need to put enough doubt into us and, sweeten the pot up more. without him, I mean, we still could sit there and say, hey, we still. Would you rather have the number 1 overall pick as that, or you want him? We'll see. You said the same shit about Big Ben and Phillip Rivers. Longevity is what the Raiders need. He's definitely one of those guys. 3 years and out.
I mean, Big Ben. I don't think Mendoza has a pocket presence as Big Ben,
No.
or the elusiveness as he did. Obviously, Big Ben was a big guy, but he would never get sacked. And then Phillip Rivers is just more athletically gifted at the quarterback position.
And that Mendoza hit he took to the lip, bleeding out. He didn't even eat that blood like a shark. Do you remember my Max trade from yesterday? I don't remember it. There was so much going on yesterday. I don't remember much from yesterday, to be honest with you. It was just such a bad day. Linebacker, there's an NFL caliber offensive lineman in this year's draft to grant extra second, third rounders. Okay.
From where, though? From what trade? Like, where are we getting the extra second and third rounders?
Oh, I don't know. Well,
I mean, I agree. I like the lineman in the draft.
Maybe if we trade out of that number 1 and we get extra second and third rounders, possibly. Maybe that's what he's referring to. I don't know.
Mm.
Let's see. When Tom was not a great college stat player. Same with Fernando. Damn right, you can call it. Quantify it.
That's not correct, but
I am not scared about taking him. See, everybody starts already.
That's
That's
not what it is. I don't care about Jamarcus Russell. I was like barely even born when that happened. Well, I mean, that's wrong, but yeah, talented at the quarterback position. I don't think that's very untrue.
Oh, okay. I remember this one, and you said it in the chat last night. I remember that now. He said traded Max to Tampa Bay for Vita Vea.
Vita Vea. See, now, this is what I hate because, like, retrospectively, we could still have Christian Wilkins on this damn team.
Like, and it sucks, too, because, he had to go all fucking Diddy on everybody, It just, what could have been, in all honesty?
Really?
Because Snowden came on and played fairly decent. I think better than Kuntz did. Then you got Adam Butler in the middle, and then you put Wilkins out there. That defensive line's completely different just with that one guy. You don't have this constant rotation of other guys playing tackle because we're just not sure about who we got that's worth anything.
Yeah.
When you had Wilkins, who's such a phenomenal player, but, I mean, he's still sitting out there. Nobody's even touched him. I don't think anybody's even talked to him. I haven't heard any rumors on him. Have you?
On Wilkins?
Yeah.
The last thing I seen was he was at the Rams-Bears game and in, like, Raiders stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, he had his Raiders backpack with him.
That's what it was, yeah.
Airport, something like that. Somebody saw him at the airport.
Yeah. I know. We really
should
should have Wilkins.
Wilkins will be all over.
I think you need to go watch some more Phillip Rivers then.
I think, what it was with Rivers, though, too, is he had talent on that offense as far as, like, the skill positions, and he could throw the ball, too. You look at where he finished in his stats at the end of his career. He's up near the top. He's up there,
Yeah.
We wouldn't be picking first in the draft with Wilkins, though. No, that is
No,
true.
I don't think that is true, yeah.
We would have won a couple more games, at least. Andrew, the opposite of Max, talk about bookends. True. So we did the championship game. So where'd you go? No. So let's get into the head coaching thing.
Yeah.
We're past the game now from Monday night. So the head coaching positions that are still open, obviously we're one of them. it's still. Oh, I took the list down I had up. God damn it! All right, hang on. Let me bring it back up.
What up, Rorschach?
There it is. All right. So right now, the teams that are still open are the Browns, the Cardinals, the Steelers, the Buffalo Bills, and us. Baltimore's settled now. Became official this afternoon. They now have Jesse Minter. So the good thing for us is Kubiak's still out there, LaFleur's still out there, Webb's still out there. So there's guys that I think most fans are kind of hoping we get that are still available. Saleh went to Tennessee, which that one blows my mind why he went there. I mean, he's walking into.
I like that.
You like that he went there?
I do. I think he could build from
I think
scratch.
I think the owners are better, to be honest with you, than what the Jets. And
Than
he's
the
out of
Jets,
that
yeah.
pocket too, because that's a bitch. So I mean, the coaches we're all still interested in, are still available. So I know you said last night you're on the Kubiak route.
I like Kubiak. If Joe Brady could still possibly be out there, I like Joe Brady. I think the best pairing, though, as far as just coach, is Mike McDaniel for Fernando Mendoza. I think that's the best pairing because Mike McDaniel runs the highest percentage of RPOs in the NFL. And that's exactly what Fernando Mendoza has did entire time at Indiana.
But all right, so but he's with. Could he still? Yeah, he could still walk away from the San Diego. I mean, the Chargers deal.
No, yeah, he could.
Yeah, I guess that would. I mean, if that's the way they're going to go, but I don't think we're going to be interested in him as a head coach.
No, I don't think so either.
I absolutely hate the idea of him being in LA now with the Chargers.
I know, me too.
It just drives me nuts now. And this is one I forgot until today when I was on for a little bit with Leo and Will, and I didn't know that Nagy got let go by the Chiefs, so they still need an offensive coordinator too.
Yeah.
So someone's going to end up taking that job too. So I mean, you're talking now. You've got Sean Payton and Webb if he stays in Denver. Okay, you've got Andy Reid and whoever he brings in as an OC. You've got Harbaugh and now Mike McDaniels in LA with the Chargers. We're talking some decent coaches now in our division, even at the OC level and such. So, I mean, this is going to suck again, which is why it's such a vital thing that we get the head coaching right, the offensive coordinator, because
Raider source said the Chiefs hired somebody.
Oh, did they?
I know they were looking at Eric Bieniemy last time I seen, but I don't know if that. Oh, yeah, there you go. Tanner Jack said Andy brought back Eric Bieniemy.
Oh, that's right. There you go. That's right. Yeah, they did say that today. Yeah, that's right. Eric Bieniemy. So that's even worse. I think he's better than Nagy, to be honest with you. And Nagy had a defense.
Yeah.
So here we are again. We're in a situation where we've got an offense that's going to need to compete with these other high-scoring offenses that have talent. The Chiefs probably about the weakest talent, I think, on offense right now because their wide receiver room's a mess. They're not going to probably have Kelsey, So you're talking about three decent to good, really good offenses that we have to compete with, And if we don't have a defense that's going to be able to stop and keep these scores down in these – do we even have the ability to compete offensively? That's the question now.
Right.
So we have to look at, right now, who's I'll just let you name them. Who's our offensive skill players that you can 100% count on for next year?
It's really Genty, Bowers. That's kind of it. Absolutely can count on is definitely just Genty and Bowers. I can have hope, Michael Mayer's going to break out. I can have hope that Jack Besh is going to show up. I can have hope that Thornton's going to, develop. But for sure, as of right now, yeah, as of right now, for sure, it's only two guys, and that's Genty and Bowers.
Yeah, so I mean, our skill position on the offense is not good. You know, I had somebody tell me, "Oh, we're great on offense," and listed off all the players. I'm like, "Yeah." So you're going to put the hope on 2 second-year wide receivers, one who couldn't catch shit, plays like Darius Haywood Bay. You got one that just didn't get enough play time, but did show potential, I should say, about Betch. Betch is definitely the more potential worthy out of the two from last year.
Yeah.
You got Michael Mayer, who still really hasn't. We haven't seen what he really can do in the passing game. We've seen glimpses of it. But again, he was out a good chunk of the year last year. You know, Bowers, we know what we got with Brock Bowers. He had an injury issue this year, but he still put up 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's all I wanted from him, to be honest with you. I knew he wasn't going to do it stat-wise. I just wanted more than 4 touchdowns. I was thinking 6 to 7. He did even better than that, and he went up to 10. You know, JP, if we get the O-line fixed, will be even way better than what he was this year. But again, outside of, like you said, outside of Bowers and Genty, we don't have great skill position players. We really don't. You know, and that hurts us big time.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me giggle a little bit when people keep saying, well, just take Mendoza. If we don't get him weapons around him, he ain't going to do shit.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that.
It's not in week 1. I can tell you that right now. You know? So we better hope that we get some serious talent, or we're going to be stuck in the mud in the offense again, whether we get a good offensive line or not. You know?
That's why I want Jacoby Lane so bad in the second round. I don't think he's going to be on our board, but
yeah. No, line back to you. I mean, first of all, I'm not on the whole Mendoza thing. Nate's not on the Mendoza thing. He was just saying, basically, in general, if we're looking at a coach that's going to be able to get the best out of Mendoza, and I get what he's saying, Mike McDaniel would be the one for that. You know, so this offense is just so bad in so many different ways. Bowers and left tackle and Genty. Yeah, true, left tackle. Yeah, Colton Miller.
Yeah, but again, we said skill position, so yeah.
Yep. Positions, wide receiver, tight end, running back.
Yeah.
We got a running back that we still haven't seen full potential. We got a tight end that we know what he can do. We've seen it rookie year.
You can even throw right guard in there too, because I think JPJ is going to be much better than he was this past year.
Oh gosh, yeah,
much better.
Yep. Eric went back to a team with the broken Mahomes and no Tyreek Hill and average running backs. Yeah, but he'll still make the best of it. You watch.
I think so.
They will still do something that will better them or make them better than what they were last year. Their big thing is they need O-line. So they're in the same boat we are. So there's a team right there that we know in free agency is going to be going for offensive line. They have to. They lost 2 to Chicago, and look how Chicago turned out. Yeah, I thought it ain't it. Rush said, in my opinion, this cycle, I believe that Brady Spytek are actually doing their due diligence to trying to get this right. So if the candidate that they want are still coaching, I can be patient. Yeah, I'm fine with waiting for Kubiak till this is over. AO, the Jamarcus Russell disrespect. Yeah, and I agree with that too. I mean, when you look at the wide receiver this year, it's not that great. You know, Pickens is out there. I'm sure if Tom Brady sweet talks him, Mike Evans could probably come here. That would give that veteran presence. You know,
I don't know if he leaves
a little bit more, but he's up there in age now too.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. See, I gotta disagree with that one. I don't think Tucker's that great either.
Exactly what he said. Tucker is good, but But we were talking about absolutely for sure can count on, and that's not him right now.
Yeah. I would take Pickens. Pickens is probably my favorite.
I'm just nervous off the field stuff for Pickens in Las Vegas, so that's
and you're out there. That 100%. Let's see. Whoever it is, they will get the assistance they want because they are in communication with them already. Yeah. Well, John Rader sent that. We talked about it today when I was on with Leo and Will. He sent me the name of the guy that Kubiak would probably bring over here as an offensive line coach. Bring up the guy's name again.
Oh, the offensive line coach in Seattle?
Yeah, it's John Benton. And there's a stat in here that shows how well the left tackle, left guard, right guard, and right tackle improved from last year. Now, the left guard is a rookie, so he's only got this year's numbers to go by. But their pressure rate went from basically the highest was 11.5 last year down to 7.2, getting pressure on the quarterback. Then a 9.5 to a 6.0, then a 9.8 to a 6.6, and the rookie has a 5.7 pressure percentage rate on dropbacks. So only 5.7% of the time they actually got pressure on the quarterback off of that player on the line. It's a hell of a lot better than, I guarantee, if you look at what Oz was this year, it's a hell of a lot higher numbers than that 11. That's for damn sure. So who would be let me ask you this then, Nate. Who would be your ultimate, like, oh shit, why did we get him picked for head coach? Who would be the one that would make you go, what the hell are we doing? Out of the ones that are available, I should say.
You know, the guy that I had least on my board, but I still wouldn't have been like upset about, was Jesse Minter, and he just took the Ravens job. And I honestly think that combination is a match made in heaven. I think Jesse Minter is going to be a pretty good, at least decent coach in Baltimore. I think it just makes sense for both sides. But honestly, everyone that is being involved in the head coaching search as of this point that the Raiders have been in contact with, I'm completely fine with any of those guys being hired at this point, because it meets all the criteria that we said in our wish list a couple weeks ago. Okay. Yeah, that's right. A Hero Ivero. Yeah, for sure. That's probably the only one.
That's the one that you go,
Yeah, that's the one. I did forget about him, though. I honestly did. But yeah, that's the one guy I would be like, what the fuck are we doing? Because it just doesn't make sense in the trajectory that we're trying to do. Yeah, so that would be the guy. But anyone besides that, honestly, I'm cool with. But yeah, thank you for reminding me about him, though.
So a little birdie told me that some goat of a QB spoke with a certain former Marshall QB about head coach. It was a big birdie too.
Chad Pennington?
He went to Marshall?
Chad Pennington? Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to think of. Like, who went to... Is he coaching right now? Who's he coaching?
I don't know. That was just the first Marshall quarterback that popped into my head.
Coach from Buffalo, McDermott, would be what the heck? See, I don't think so. I think McDermott would be like, okay, let's go. I like McDermott. He definitely was a scapegoat up there. You know what? Let me see if I can bring this up again, because there was some serious head scratching about that one, especially by some of the players. Hang on, I gotta find this. Where the fuck did I have this? It was all different tweets and shit that players actually put out, how pissed off they were that he got let go. Someone basically saying this is a goddamn joke. What the F? Shit. Where did I see that? Of course, now I'm not going to find it.
Yeah, Chad Pennington doesn't seem to be coaching anywhere, so I don't know which Marshall quarterback.
Nah, I can't find it now. It's already fallen off the board. But the players that were like pissed off and posting shit was like Dawkins, man, Lamar. Harmon, the one that had the heart attack. You know, a lot of these guys that are, you know, well known and well respected up there that were just like pissed about it, you know, how much they loved him as their head coach. And, you know, I just think that organization is just a mess right now. You know, and to think they're getting a brand new stadium that they're opening up next year, and now all this shit's coming out about them. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there.
Yeah.
The Broncos defense, Joseph Panthers, be pissed if they, yeah. What's up, Jay? What's going on, man? Yeah, see, McDermott and Daboll would be sweet. Bill's about to decline without McDermott. Oh,
I agree with that. It depends, honestly. If Joe Brady takes the spot, I think it would say at least the same.
Oh, that's what it is. Chad Pennington's coaching at a private school in Lexington, Kentucky.
But
so negative on McDermott. I don't get it. I think McDermott's a good coach.
Tom Brady wouldn't offer Chad Pennington the head coaching job, though. So that's why I'm saying it's probably the wrong Marshall quarterback. That, and like I said, that was just the first one that popped into my head.
Randy Moss. What's this I saw? I guess there it is. I guess Keon Coleman had a wild Bills conference the other day or something.
Mm-hmm.
So what did he say? Bills owner turned president general manager being held a press conference Wednesday morning to, among other things, explain the decision to fire head coach. Pagula appeared to take a shot at wide receiver Keon Coleman, deflecting blame for the draft choice from Bean and assigning it to McDermott. Oh, he blamed Keon Coleman on McDermott signing. Coaching staff pushed to draft Keon, he said. I'm not saying Brandon wouldn't be drafted by him, but he wasn't his next choice. That was Brandon being a team player and taking advice of his coaching staff, who felt strongly about the player he's taken for some reason heat over it and not saying a word about it. I'm here to tell you the true story. Oh.
I think I figured out the Marshall quarterback that he's talking about.
Okay.
I think he's talking about Byron Leftwich, which would make sense.
I've heard that name get kicked around.
Because he was, let me see. He was the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from 2019 to 2022. So that means he would coach Tom Brady.
Actually, I would have gotten it just from this as soon as he said Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know if I would hire him as a head coach. I probably would take the chance as an OC, though. Currently, he's assistant at Colorado.
Rorschach said to go back to his question. He says,
let me see.
He's not asking you to answer this one. I look at the Mendoza situation as they want him because of what is between his ears, his brain, and not what upside there probably can be. Enough of that already, hence Manning, Brady, etc. I see what you mean. He wanted to know what you thought about that. If you think that's...
I mean, I get that, but because a quarterback is, extremely smart in the NFL and understands, plays and play calls and play design, and it doesn't mean he's going to be a successful NFL quarterback. A lot of high processing and, smart quarterbacks end up being good coaches. And I mean, if he wants to be a coach, sure, eventually, I'm sure he'd be a damn good coach. But we're talking about NFL quarterback, starting NFL quarterback for our favorite team, Las Vegas Raiders. I just want whatever is best for the Raiders organization. And to me, it's the best possible prospect. And that's just not what Mendoza is to me.
I will tell you this. If that's their thought process, that's coming from Tom Brady and Tom Brady only. And I'll tell you why. Because that's following in the footpaths of what Bill Belichick used to do. Bill Belichick wouldn't necessarily go and look for the best talented players sometimes. he would always go for the he would look at like the Wonderlic scores, like who's the highly intelligent player in this draft that he can get, that he knows can learn just about anything that they throw in front of him. And that's how Belichick was. Because I remember him talking about this himself, Belichick, saying how he doesn't necessarily look at the talent level sometimes. He looks at the mental stability and the mental, foresight for that player. Like who's the smartest one on this draft board that's available that we can get?
Mm-hmm.
So that probably that's why I say that would be coming straight from Tom Brady, because that was his mantra for so long while he was in New England. That's all he heard, so that shit sticks with you. So I guarantee that's what it's from. I wouldn't be surprised. What's up, Eric? Nate, you want to
Yeah. People are still, I don't know if you know this or not, people are still extremely divided on Ashton Genty. That's not really news to, I don't think, a lot of people, but a lot of people still don't like Ashton Genty even after what he put up. So I don't really know like how I'm 0-2, but okay. And Mason Graham had a pretty good year. I'm not better than Ashton Genty, and I love Ashton Genty, but still.
We didn't do Ashton Genty any favors, basically, is what it really comes down to. We never saw the full 100% potential of him because we didn't address the offensive line. Address the offensive line, different season for him. Completely different season. What's up, Mike? Hey, I'm just tuning in. Did you guys discuss the rumors of the Raiders trading number 1 pick? Yeah, we've already talked about that. And I didn't find anybody in the chat along with us up here that are in favor.
Was in favor for it, yeah.
I even threw something out there. If it's not the draft pick, then how about Max for him straight up? Whatever. But yeah, I'm not into getting him. I'd love to end up around 10 and then take Downs and Styles.
I see.
All right, so that was with Minta being the coach at that point. Into 2025 and beginning of 2026 has been head scratches and unbelievable. Looks like we'll get an improbable head coach way out in left field, or maybe not even the dugout. I think we still got a legit shot at Kubiak, because there was a few teams he had listed, and they're all gone but us. We're the only one that still doesn't have a head coach out of the teams that he wanted to go to. Baltimore was the last one until today. So,
fuck, the Angels need fucking something, dude. Shit, I would be glad if he goes to the damn Angels.
I don't see a team trading 3 firsts for number 1 pick anyways. You never know. Desperate teams do desperate things.
I agree. I don't think anybody would trade 3 picks.
People didn't like and Napoleon was awesome. I love Napoleon McCollum. Or McCollum, whichever one. I always forget you had 2 Napoleons on this team. I mean, I don't think anyone would be mad if we got Kubiak now. There's 2 coaches right off the bat that if we got, I would not be upset with. It's Kubiak and LaFleur. Either one of those 2. Sneak Webb in there, and maybe I'd still be okay with it too, based on everything I'm hearing about him now. You can have Kubiak as well. Bring Mike White.
Mike White.
Hey, remember that name, because that's going to come up later on in the quiz. I can tell you that right now. So we've already talked to head coaching candidates. So like I said, we've got the list of teams that are still available. We know for the most part what most fans would like to see come in here.
Do you think we're the most attractive destination as far as, who's left? Or do you think it's the Bills?
No, it's definitely the Bills right now. Just Josh Allen alone. Even if he had, and don't forget, he's got Cook too as a running back.
Yeah.
I think even if he didn't have a running game, that would still be the number one destination. I mean, you've got a just elite quarterback there. I'm sorry, there's no other quarterback on any of these other rosters or teams that are still available because the options are the Steelers, Cardinals, Vegas, the Browns, and the Bills. You tell me out of those teams which is the most enticing.
Yeah, I would probably say Bills, but I would say we're probably a close second though.
I think we're number 2, and that's because of the first pick, and you have endless options of what you can do with that first pick.
No, I agree.
Not necessarily just taking this one player. You've got options, and that's the big thing about getting that number 1. You have every option in the world. Whereas pick number 2, you're already limited because the number 1 guy is already going to be gone. So unless you move up to 1, you've already lost the guy off the board. Number 1, you can take whatever you want. Buffalo, I think, is definitely the top destination. So not only do you get Josh Allen, you get Cook in there as your running back. You've got you still got 2 good tight ends. You got a really good offensive line. Receivers, not so much. Defense is decent. You got a brand new stadium opening up next year. So there's a lot of good things that are going on in Buffalo. So I still think that Buffalo's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I would put us at number 2.
I agree.
But Cleveland's just a nightmare. The only good thing about Cleveland is you get to coach Myles Garrett and Mason Graham. So you got 2 great guys up on that defensive line.
Yeah.
Arizona, they got an early draft pick, so that's a bonus, I guess. Still have Kyler Murray. So
at this point, he's going to be traded.
Yeah. Pittsburgh is kind of a mess. You don't have a quarterback, basically, because Aaron Rodgers probably isn't coming back.
Yeah.
So there's too many question marks with those other teams. Let's see. Bills for sure. If we miss out on Kubiak, with them we have LaFleur still there to all web.
And I agree. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Daboll gets that job because I know they did bring him in for an interview.
I think Joe Brady is the number 1 guy there.
And that's what I said the day. If McDermott gets fired, Brady would be like my first pick.
Yeah, I think Joe Brady makes sense because it keeps kind of the continuity of that team. And, they're right there on the cusp of being, perennial contenders, which, I mean, you can argue that they are already. But I think it keeps the continuity. It keeps Josh Allen without having to relearn a whole new offense. And I think that makes the most sense because if you bring back Daboll, he's too far removed from the Buffalo situation. Like, he had too much time spent in New York where it's not going to be a seamless transition as if just bringing on Joe Brady would be.
Yeah. Hopefully Daboll or Joe Brady become head coach there. Yep. Arizona and us are probably the worst situation. See, I don't think that we are, though.
No, I think Arizona is the worst. I don't know if us.
It's definitely the worst one. I think it goes Buffalo, us, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Arizona.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Dumbass already started a rumor that Brandon Ayuk is on the Raiders' radar. That's like AB 2.0. I don't get these people start stupid ass.
I don't want Brandon Ayuk. He's talented, but
possibly getting him. Remember that? That got tossed around before the season even started last year that we were going to trade for Ayuk.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Pittsburgh forgot how to hire so bad they will violate their own hiring rules.
I think they will too. I think they've had too much success hiring head coaches that it's finally going to catch up to them.
Have they even interviewed anybody?
I don't know. I don't really follow Pittsburgh news like that.
If you're really going back to college, he was at convention this month. Bills 1, Raiders 2. Worst is Browns. They have had like 4 guys complete.
That's true too.
For just the interview part alone. Who wants to go to Cleveland?
Yeah, Jesse Minter turned it down. I know. Who else? There was one more person. Huh?
I don't blame him, but you know what? Here's my take on the Minter thing, or any coach that would have gone into Baltimore. If it's your first head coaching job, you got big shoes to fill, and you're going to constantly get to Harbaugh. That's the problem with going to a team like Baltimore that had an established coach for a long time. And it's going to be the same thing in Pittsburgh. You've got a lot to live up to because of what Tomlin did for his tenure there. Never had a losing season. Was in the playoffs every time you turned around.
Mhm.
That's a lot of pressure on a new head coach because as soon as
It
you
is.
fall, you're gone. So I think Pittsburgh's going to find themselves in a string of multiple years of flip flopping coaches now. They've been lucky for the first 50 plus years of existence,
Yeah.
and now they're going to start to go. You know,
I don't know. I feel like what Tanner Jack is saying here, I'm hearing Mike McCarthy to the Steelers. I feel like if they can figure it out, I mean, he had a long tenure in Green Bay. If they can squeeze out whatever's left of, Mike McCarthy, I feel like he could possibly have. And I feel like Pittsburgh, with their head coaching situation, whoever they hire is going to be a lot more patient than other organizations, considering that they're known to having longevity at that position. So I feel like they're going to be a lot more patient with letting whoever they choose, develop or be there for a while to kind of create their team in however image the head coach sees fit.
so we already talked the draft. We've already talked what we would do with the number one pick. I really don't want to do a Mendoza talk tonight. I like to talk about the head coach because that's the most relevant thing right now. And that's what some fans forget is, we can talk about the number one pick in Mendoza all we want. Those are just pipe dreams right now. Until we get the head coach in and his coordinators and we know what direction they're really going to look to take this team. Because you'll be able to figure that out based on who gets hired for the most part.
And honestly, as a Mendoza hater, I can tell you, you're pretty safe buying fucking Mendoza jerseys. Like, to me, there's no other. I don't see us going any other way. So even as a Mendoza hater, I can admit, you go buy your Mendoza jersey if that's what you truly want, because I think that's where he's going to end up this year.
Now, I'm not putting him on the Mount Rushmore. I'm just saying when you step in to a team to take over, and that's what you have as the coach prior to you, got fired even though they still had a decent season and everything, and he's been, had really good years and such. Just like anybody that would have stepped in other than Mayo, coming into New England after Belichick all those years. If Belichick would have left on top type of thing, but he had a couple of bad years once Brady was gone. If Belichick would have left when he was at the height of his game, that's a tough act to follow. I'm sorry. That's not easy. Oh yeah, you get your New Jersey on.
Big Luck said he's gonna give me LV10 jersey.
What's up, Detroit God? What's up, my guy? What's going on? I think we have that though, don't we? I mean, it's
at least, yeah.
Help of him and Brady coordinating on it.
Yeah, because Brady is the official president of football operations now, right?
Yeah, I don't think Mark Davis is going to be involved in any of this, which is fine with me. He would give his opinion, but I would just take that Post-it note that he writes down the name of who he wants and throw it in the trash. If it's the same name we got, I don't want him anywhere near the hiring of the coach. Only time I want him involved is when they got to get to the contract negotiation part because he's got to pay for it.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. That's it. Other than that, I don't want him anywhere near the process of hiring the coach, interviewing, none of that shit. So, yes, I mean, like I said, the head coach has got to come first. So, it actually isn't the Senior Bowl like this weekend or something already, or next weekend, or
fuck, I totally forgot about that. I honestly don't know. Senior Bowl. Not the Panini Senior Bowl. Or is it not? It is. It's not the Reese's Senior Bowl anymore? It's in 8 days.
Jesus Christ. So the practices should be going on soon then, too.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting to see. I can't believe I totally forgot about that game.
Well, because I heard somebody say something about it today on another show, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, I can't find anything on. Let me see. Where is it? Let's see if it shows anything in here. Oh, confidence is emerging that Chambliss gets his 6th season.
Really?
Yeah,
They're gonna allow it?
that's what it sounds like. See, Trinidad Chambliss's eligibility fight now plays out in close proximity to Oxford, a wrinkle that adds intrigue to Ole Miss 2026 quarterback. There's optimism around Ole Miss football program that star quarterback Trinidad Chambliss will eventually be granted an injunction by a court in Mississippi that allows him to play for the 2026 season, multiple sources say. While his waiver request for a 6-year of eligibility was denied by the NCAA, Rebels brass is holding out hope his lawsuit against the NCAA will be successful. His legal team filed a lawsuit with them on the 16th of January for a temporary and permanent injunction that would allow him to play a final season in Oxford. The suit came a week after the NCAA denied him of his 6th-year bid. So his argument is saying that he only played 3 countable seasons of college football in 2023 and 2024 with Ferris State and in 2025 with Ole Miss, and should be allowed to play a 4th based on NCAA rules.
That's funny.
So there's still a chance that he might not even be coming out of it.
Which would make the quarterback class that much more weak.
It would make it that much more weak, and that number 1 pick even more valuable now. So now it's down to one guy.
Legitimately one guy.
Chambliss wasn't even predicted like 1st or 2nd. He was more of like late 2nd, early 3rd. You know. Hey, I'll tell you what. I think if he would have won that Miami game, that would have jumped his stock up big time.
Yeah, it would have.
I think he would have moved up. But we'll see. Chambliss needs to let those college girls go and bring his old ass to draft.
That shit's funny.
See, and that's how I feel. Do you draft the best player available or best player for your scheme? You know, with the number 1 pick, that's such a tough one to answer, in all honesty, because you know what your number 1 need is. And I agree, we do need a quarterback. But do you draft out of necessity or do you just draft out of overall pure talent? Because if we're going by overall pure talent, I'm sorry, Mendoza's not the number 1 overall, period.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way he's the number 1 overall. He's the number 1 overall quarterback by far, you know. So in a quarterback-driven league, yeah, he's going to by default be the number 1 pick. But when you look at serious consideration for just pure talent and a plug-and-play type player, that's not him. That's not getting true value for that number 1. That's how I look at it. So are we ready for the quiz?
Yeah, I'm down with it.
All right, we're an hour in, so let's trivia time, boys and girls.
Yeah.
All right. So the way this is going to work is it's multiple choice questions. Okay. And I can open up the file. Hold on. I thought I had it open. All right. So it's going to be multiple choice questions. There's 25 questions in total. What this is NFL head coach trivia. So in other words, it's not just Raiders, folks. So you better know your coaching history in the NFL. So it's going to be heavy on Raiders questions, but it's going to mix in a lot of NFL head coach questions from multiple teams throughout the league.
Okay.
So what's up, Frank Weber? What's going on? So here we go. So first question, it's all multiple choice. I will read the question, and then I will give you A, B, C, or D, and then you need to tell me who it is. Nate, if anybody in the chat says anything, you need to let me know because I'm in a different screen and I can't.
Should I go over to private chat so I don't see yet, or?
No, yeah, it doesn't matter at this point.
All right, let's see. We'll see. We'll try one out.
Question number 1. Who was the Raiders' first head coach? Al Davis, Tom Flores, John Madden, or Eddie Erlatz?
Is it Eddie Erlatz?
Yes, it is. I didn't read that question. The answer's right. I didn't go A, B, C, D. I mixed it up by accident.
It's all good.
Yes, it was B, Eddie Erlatz. Which NFL figure is most associated with the phrase "just win, baby"? A, John Madden, B, Vince Lombardi, C, Al Davis, or D, Bill Walsh?
C.
These are the easy ones.
Yeah, C. Al Davis.
Which Raiders head coach has the most wins in franchise history?
Okay.
A, Flores, B, Gruden, C, Al Davis, or D, John Madden?
I think it's Tom Flores. A. Tom Flores.
Eh,
Really? John Madden?
John Madden.
Yeah. Those were the two guys that I was thinking.
Now, keep in mind, don't jump out the answer right away because it may not be who you think it is. So you need to let me read the names, folks. All right. Who was the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers during the 1970s dynasty? A, Bill Cowher,
Chuck Noll.
Chuck Noll, C, Don Shula, or D, Tom Landry? Yes, it was Chuck Noll. Again, they're going to get a little bit harder. I'm starting off soft on you guys.
Yeah.
How many Super Bowls have the Raiders won? 2, 3, 4, or 5?
3.
What?
3.
Yeah. Who coached the Raiders to their first Super Bowl win? John Madden, Tom Flores, Art Shell, or Al Davis?
John Madden.
Yes. This is good. This one's a funny one because I remember this. And it was hilarious when it happened. Which Raiders head coach was fired midseason via overhead projector? Dennis Allen, Hugh Jackson, Lane Kiffin, or North Turner?
I don't know, actually. Is it Lane Kiffin?
Lane Kiffin.
That sounded familiar. That's why.
Some of these, if I let you, all right. I mean, I can let you just guess what the answer is, and then we'll go from there. So
That's cool.
we'll start with this one because this is a perfect one to start this on. Because I guarantee you guys are going to be like, which NFL head coach has the most career wins, regular season only?
Is it Bill Walsh? No?
Nope.
Is it regular season? Huh. I don't think it's Vince Lombardi. Oh, so someone just put it in Don Shula. Yeah.
It's not sure. The choices
Yeah.
were Bill Belichick, Don Shula, Andy Reid, and George Halas.
Yeah, Don Shula for sure.
Bill Belichick is number 2. Bill Belichick is number 2.
Oh, okay.
Which Raiders head coach was hired twice?
Wasn't 2 hired twice?
Who kept saying Kiffin? What's up, Cool Kev?
He's a little behind. I mean, it's
What's up,
John
Robert?
Gruden, Art Shell.
Yep, that's exactly. It's 2 choices. The choices, if I read it, multiple choice was Flores, Gruden, Art Shell, and Shanahan. Who was the Raiders head coach during Super Bowl 37?
Bill Callahan.
Yeah, you're right. Who? Is it Vince Lombardi?
Vince Lombardi.
What's up, Kush? What's going on, man? Who was the first minority head coach to win a Super Bowl?
The first minority head coach is that Tom Flores?
Yes. These are the options it gave: Tomlin, Flores, Dungy, and Art Shell.
Dungy would have probably tripped me up a little.
Yeah, that's why if I read the answer, sometimes it may just really kind of play with you a little bit. But if you know age wise, you would have known it was Flores.
That's why.
Who replaced John Gruden after his resignation in 2021?
Rich Bisaccia.
Yep. Which head coach led the Dallas Cowboys during the 1990s dynasty?
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah. Questions are too easy now. God damn it.
I think I'm just smart.
Questions are too easy. Who was the Red Hater? Who was the Raiders head coach during their first season in Vegas?
John Gruden.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. Now I have to read these off.
Okay.
So, which head coach won Super Bowls as an assistant with multiple franchises and later won as a head coach?
Okay.
Options are Mike Shanahan, Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, or D, all of the above.
Ooh. Mike Shanahan, Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, all the above.
Greg.
I don't know. Belichick was the assistant on the Giants team. Pete Carroll, I can't think of what assistant he was. He was on the Jets, maybe? He was an assistant on the Jets. All the above?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what teams they were assistants on?
No, I don't.
Well,
Belichick was with the Giants.
With the Giants. I know that one for sure. Shanahan, I can't think of where he fucking coached as an assistant at least. And Carroll either.
I thought I did look that one up where he was. I forget exactly. All right. So which Raiders head coach led the team to a Super Bowl as a wild card?
Jim Plunkett? You said head coach?
Yes.
That's my bad. I heard quarterback for some reason. Oh, it's because I read Raiders get their quarterback by Gregory Stevens here. My bad. So who was the head coach when the Raiders won the Super Bowl as a wild card? Is that the question?
Yes. Which Raiders head coach led the team to a Super Bowl as a wild card?
Was it Flores?
Yes. Yes. We were the first team to ever do it.
To win the Super Bowl as a wild card, right?
The playoffs in the wild card position and made it and win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Which Raiders head coach was also a former offensive lineman? Tom Flores, Art Shell, John Gruden, or Jack Del Rio?
Art Shell.
Yes. Which NFL head coach went 0-16 in a single season? Hugh Jackson, Steve Wilkes, Matt Patricia, Urban Meyer.
Steve Wilkes.
Yes, it was the Eagles in that wild card game. What's up, Hawkins? Brandon got it right. Hugh Jackson. He was with the Bengals.
Hugh Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Was it the Bengals or the Browns? It was the Browns.
I don't remember if he went 0-6. Oh, he did, huh?
Yep.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that.
Which Raiders head coach finished with a winning record but was still fired after one season? I'm going to read the names.
Mm-hmm.
Mike White, Jack Del Rio, Norv Turner, Bill Callahan.
Was it Mike White?
Yeah.
Because he said, "Oh, remember that name, huh?"
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. I think this is going to screw some people up. Who is the youngest head coach in Raiders history at the time of hire? Lane Kiffin, John Gruden, Dennis
John
Allen, or
Gruden.
Jack? What are you saying?
John Gruden.
Wrong.
It was Lane Kiffin?
Yeah,
Really?
Cool Kiffin was with the Browns. You're right. Yep, it was Lane Kiffin. Don't ask me how old he was. I know he was in his 30s. I know that.
Yeah.
Which NFL head coach has the highest career winning percentage, minimum of 100 games? John Madden, Bill Belichick, Vince Lombardi, or Andy Reid?
Would it be Bill Belichick?
Nope.
No. I just assumed because you said that Bill Belichick was the second most winning head coach.
Wins.
Wins, yeah, wins.
Answers in the chat already.
Really,
Yeah.
Madden?
Yep, it was Madden.
Really?
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
This is going to be a good one. This one, you guys are going to, if you don't cheat and Google it, bastards, this one's going to take some time for you guys to do. How many total head coaches have the Raiders had from existence to 2025 season? Here's your
Holy
answer.
shit.
Possibly. 21, 23, 25, or 27. Keep in mind, Pittsburgh's had 3 coaches in that entire same time.
I'm going to go with 23.
Wow. Cool, Kev. 32 wasn't even an option.
Oh, Lane was at 32. Lane was 32. That's what he's saying.
Oh, all right. Never mind. Sorry. What'd you say it was? What's your answer? I'll tell you right now, nobody in the chat's got it yet. They're all wrong.
23.
They're all wrong. Every single one of them is wrong. Dixon seems like 50. And 27, and that seems low. No, 27 would be too high. It's actually 23, which is still ridiculous.
That's a lot.
Yeah. This is kind of an easy one. Who was the Raiders head coach during the Tuck rule?
John Gruden.
Yeah. Let's see. Which NFL head coach won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks? Chuck Noll, Bill Walsh, Joe Gibbs, or Bill Belichick?
Joe Gibbs. Theismann, Williams, and who's the third one?
Ripien.
Ripien, yeah.
Yeah, and that's right, linebacker you. So think about all those interims we've had through the years too.
Damn.
Because when they named an interim, they're listed as a head coach. Yep, Mark Ripien was the last one out of that group to win a Super Bowl for Joe Gibbs. Let's see. So this is the last regular question on it. This is number 25, but I got bonus questions that we're going to play with too.
Okay, sounds
So
good.
which Raiders head coach best represents the Al Davis chaos? Lane Kiffin, Dennis Allen, Hugh Jackson, or D, all of the above?
To me, it's D, all the above. All of those guys scream Al Davis in early 2000s Raiders incompetence.
Yeah, it's all of the above. Let's see. Hang on. I gotta get these questions. All right. So, which Raiders head coach never had a winning season with the team? Dennis Allen, Lane Kiffin, Hugh Jackson, or D, all of the above?
D.
Yeah, that's right. Which NFL coach head coach has appeared in the most Super Bowls as a head coach? Bill Belichick, Don Shula, Tom Brady, or Chuck Noll?
Bill Belichick.
Did you notice I threw a different name in there too?
Tom Brady. I was like, as a head coach?
Who hired John Gruden back to the Raiders in 2018? Reggie McKenzie, Mike Mayock, Al Davis, or Mark Davis?
Mark Davis.
Which Raiders head coach was fired after a 12-4 season? Bill Callahan, Jack Del Rio, John Gruden, or Art Shell?
Wait, say that again?
Which Raiders head coach was fired after a 12-4 season? Bill Callahan, Jack Del Rio, John Gruden, Art Shell?
Oh, Bill Callahan.
No.
No?
No.
I don't know.
No, Art Shell had a horrible season when he.
Yeah, our show was terrible. I thought it was Callahan. Was it Del Rio?
Yep. Jack
Wow, that sounds fucking insane considering, the coaches since Del Rio.
All right, so here's a good one. This is actually a pretty damn good one. Which NFL head coach won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback starting the game? Bill Belichick, Doug Peterson,
Doug
Joe
Peterson.
Gibbs, or D, all of the above?
Oh. Yeah, okay. Yes, Bill Belichick. Yes, Doug Peterson. So, yeah, it would be all the above.
Okay, I'll read the names here. So Belichick had Brady in 2001. Remember, he was a
Right.
backup.
Yep.
Nick Foles in 2017 for Doug Peterson
Mm-hmm.
with the Eagles. Joe Gibbs, he did it with Williams, and he did it with Ripien.
They
So
were
they
both backups?
Yeah, they both came in as backups.
Wow.
They were there. They were started the season. They were technically the backup.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, which Raiders head coach had the longest gap between coaching stints with the team? Tom Flores, Art Shell, John Gruden, or Mike White?
Art Shell.
Yes. Which NFL head coach was fired mid-season despite being considered an offensive genius? Chip Kelly, Josh McDaniels, Matt Patricia, or all of the above?
All of the above?
They all sucked.
They all sucked.
Which Raiders head coach led the team during the franchise's last playoff win? Gruden, Del Rio, Bisaccia, or Callahan?
Callahan.
Sure about that?
The last playoff win?
Yep.
Yeah, Callahan.
Sure about that?
So, what are the options again?
Yeah, I don't know why they put Patricia in that one either, linebacker you, but I just read it off anyway. What's up, Randy N? Which Raiders head coach led the team during the franchise's last playoff win?
Mhm.
Gruden, Del Rio, Bisaccia, or Callahan?
Callahan.
Del Rio.
Playoff win?
Mhm.
Playoff win?
Yeah. Which Raiders head coach best represents style over substance? Lane Kiffin, John Gruden, second stint, Josh McDaniels, or all of the above?
We didn't win a playoff game with Jack Del Rio, though.
So we did, didn't we?
No. We lost in 2016 because Derek Carr broke his leg.
Why does it?
And that was the only time that Jack Del Rio coached into the playoffs.
Wait a minute here. Then that was the wrong answer then.
Yeah, Bill Callahan was the last one to win a playoff game because they won the AFC Championship against the Titans.
double check this. They lost to the Texans. Yep, you're right.
Mhm.
Shit. All right, so then it would have been Callahan. You're absolutely right. I apologize. I apologize. All right, so I was wrong on that one. You were right. My bad.
Chad is eating you up.
Where was I now? I only got a
Style, coaching style.
yeah, style over substance. So, which Raiders head coach best represents style over substance? Lane Kiffin, John Gruden on his second stint, Josh McDaniels, or all of the above?
I would definitely go with Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, it's listed as all of the above.
Mm,
Think about it.
I guess I don't know.
McDaniels, Patriots way, it was all about the style what he was going to bring, but he never really brought any substance to it. Same thing with John Gruden; it was done before you knew it. Lane Kiffin just never got out of the fucking starting gate, basically.
Yeah, really.
No, that's it. That was the end of them. I'll come up with new questions next week, or new game next week. No, we didn't lose to Denver. We lost to Tennessee.
Houston
Houston. Sorry, Houston.
and fucking Brock Osweiler.
That's right. Hey, just think he's now the coach of the Paris Musketeers of the European League of Football. So
Is he really? I did not know that. I didn't know that existed. So
January 27th, 2025, he was hired as the head coach and defensive coordinator for the Paris Musketeers.
wow,
And he's still the head coach now. Yep.
that's crazy. That's pretty cool.
Did you play? So the Paris franchise was announced in 2023. In 2024, the team made its first postseason appearance, which resulted in the loss against the Vienna Vikings. These Paris uniforms are goofy looking. I don't like them.
Okay, I see linebacker used question here. Name the 4 head coaches that either won or coached in the Super Bowl and college national championship game. I know Pete Carroll's one, and I know Jim Harbaugh is another. I'm trying to think.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson. There you go.
Barry Switzer, I think.
Barry Switzer?
I think it's Barry Switzer. Didn't he do it with Arkansas while he was there before he came to the NFL?
I don't remember.
Because I know he won one with the Cowboys.
I'm sure there's probably a name. Arkansas.
I'm trying to think of some of the other college coaches that have won that have come into the.
I wanted to say Nick Saban, but I don't think he coached in a Super Bowl. He didn't coach into a Super Bowl.
It's not Lou Holtz. This game was like, at least I made it entertaining. That's the whole point. We gotta come up with something. We can't just sit here and talk about the same crap night after night after night. This gets boring. Okay, so I was right with Switzer. Oh, Bobby Ross. That's right. Shit. No, they never. Did he say either one or coached in? Okay, I was just
coached in. Yeah, coached in.
All right. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson, I knew for sure. Switzer, I was right.
And I know Carroll for sure. And Jim Harbaugh for sure.
Jim or John? Jim, right?
Jim Harbaugh. Because he did it with Michigan and then the 49ers.
Bobby Ross is the fifth one then.
He
think
was. He
Brandon?
was.
He did coach in the pros, but very short time. He wasn't he with Cleveland?
Saban? He was the head coach for the Miami Dolphins.
That's what it was. Yeah, he walked away from that because he realized he was better at college than coaching. Some coaches just doesn't translate well for them to come from the college ranks to the pros. Just like how it doesn't translate sometimes for players too. I mean, it's obvious. It
Yeah.
happens all the time. I mean, not every one of those 200 and some players that get drafted make it in the NFL. You think of how hard that is to get to that level, to where you make a starting roster or just get on the practice squad. You know, it's not an easy feat.
Yeah.
You know, out of the thousands of kids that play college ball, you know, how many of those, only 200 and something get drafted? You know, how many get picked up as undrafted free agents? And how many of those undrafted free agents even make a roster? I mean, that happens. You do see guys that undrafted make it. You know, I mean, shit, you've had some make it and go to the Hall of Fame. What's his name?
Yeah.
Harris from the Steelers a few years ago got in the Hall of Fame. That guy was insane. How many NFL coaches took two different teams to Super Bowls? Parcells.
Bill Parcells? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Parcells.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. Two different teams to the Super Bowl.
Let's see if it's not. I'm going through all the different head coaches. Didn't Reid take the Eagles to the Super Bowl?
He did. Andy Reid did take the Eagles to the Super
Right?
Bowl.
Against
He
the Patriots game where Terrell Owens had a monster game.
Yeah.
That would have been
did.
the had they won that.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Reeves, that's right.
Dan Reeves. Shula? Who did Shula take besides
Colts
Miami?
Shula was
He was
the
a Colts?
coach. Yeah, he coached the Colts.
Really? I did not know that.
Baltimore. So Parcells, Reeves, Shula.
And
Didn't we just say? Who did we just say?
oh shit,
just
who
said
did
a
we
name.
just? Yeah, we just said somebody. Oh yeah, Andy Reid. Yeah,
Yeah,
Andy
yeah.
Reid. Andy Reid.
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm with the Eagles.
Uh
Fucking Patriots winning that one.
huh. He was the head coach for in Super Bowl III.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's
How did I not know that?
where he got his first head coaching job. Obviously, was the Colts, and then he went on to Miami and turned Miami around.
Wow, I did not know that. That seems like a pretty big
And
thing
what are we
for me to
missing? One more?
miss.
There's one more.
There's another. Did Shanahan take another team to the Super Bowl besides the Broncos?
No, because he went to the Redskins after. Who was the coach of the Browns? No, they never paid him. It's not Belichick. Unless we're talking
Wow.
assistants, but it's not him. Oh, Gruden. No, it's not. Gruden
No.
didn't take us to the
Gruden
Super Bowl.
didn't.
Mike Holmgren,
Mike Holmgren,
right?
the Packers, and
Didn't he take the? No, he didn't take the Seahawks then.
did he? Wait, did he not take him against the Steelers? Was that Mike Holmgren? I don't remember who was the Steelers or the Seahawks. Browns, Texans, Jags, and Lions never been. Yeah. So never none of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. See Seattle.
Yeah. So it had to be. It's got to be Holmgren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. That was a good pull. That was a good pull.
And that was a tough one. Yeah, because he was the first one to win a Super Bowl for Green Bay. That was back when Favre was still playing. That was the only Super Bowl Favre won.
One more head coach?
Coach.
Fuck.
What era? At least give me
Yeah,
that.
honestly, really.
He's gotten pretty good at this shit, but
Another head coach? There's one more. Damn.
can we say Tony Dungy because Gruden's team that he coached in Tampa Bay was basically Tony Dungy's team before he left to go to the Colts.
Right. He's part of my tip of the spear family, like Coach Gibbs.
Shit. It's not Tom Coughlin.
No, Tom Coughlin.
Mike Tice. No. Oh my God.
Mike Tyson. He was a head coach of 4 different teams, but took an AFC and NFC team to the Super Bowl and lost. Lost one he should have won. An AFC and an NFC team to the Super Bowl.
Bud Grant? Jerry Glanville played in the Super Bowl.
Head coach.
Vikings.
He had a league MVP going into Super Bowl.
Oh, I got it.
Who is it?
I got it. Oh my God! Why am I drawing a blank on his name? It was with the Eagles against us in the first, the Tom Flores' first Super Bowl.
Oh, I don't know the head coach for the Eagles.
Well, he was the head coach of the Rams during the greatest show on turf.
Oh, fuck! What is his name?
I can't think of his name. He was super emotional. He used to cry all the time. And his MVP was Kurt Warner.
Dick
Vermeil.
Dick Vermeil. That's right.
As soon as he said MVP, I'm like, that's got to be that one. I couldn't remember his freaking name. Yeah, he was super emotional. He used to cry all the time, that guy. Hey, he was a hell of a coach, though. Actually, he's the coach during the Vincent Papali thing, the movie Miracle.
That's right. He is.
He's the coach during that, because that's during that whole time frame when he takes them to the Super Bowl and everything. Good job catching the name, man. I couldn't even. The name. I just drew a blank on the name.
Yeah, no, really.
That was a good one.
What up, Will?
That was a tough one. What's up, Will? So, you got anything coming up? You got any videos you dropping or?
No, not as of recent, honestly. Is an Aztec? Like San Diego State Aztec?
Yeah,
Broncos
that's what
and
I want to.
Panthers.
Good thing he just said Broncos Panthers because it just reminded me of a matchup. Before we get out of here, because this weekend we got the AFC and NFC championship. So I want to I want to hear the chat too.
Oh yeah.
Give me the picks for the Broncos Patriots game, which is the early game on Sunday. So who's winning that game, Nate?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Jeff, but with Bo Nix being out, we weren't very high on the Broncos offense just originally with Bo Nix, their starting quarterback. So the fact that they have to go to Jarrett Stidham now, who we all know pretty well, I think he's a very solid quarterback. I just AFC Championship game, I don't see it. I really don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and say the Pats go on and make it to the Super Bowl.
All right, chat. Put who you think's going to win between the Patriots and the Broncos. I'm in a pickle here because I hate both teams. I despise the Patriots more than anything. And the fact that if they win, I'm going to have to deal with that shit for 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. And if, God forbid, they win the Super Bowl, I got to deal with that shit for a year. And the fact that we're going to play them here in New England again. All right, so it's going to be never ending. And, of course, watch that be our game again, be the first game, and we have to be there and watch them raise that goddamn banner. I fucking puke. I want to say Broncos, and the only reason I'm saying this is because they interviewed Sean Payton the other day, and he said he's not worried about Stidham.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. I think he's extremely confident, and I know that's probably the right thing for him to say and everything. I get that part. But Stidham's been there with him for a while now. So he knows what's going on. I think he's going to be okay. I think Denver could pull this off. And the only reason that they pull it off is their defense. So I'm going Denver. So the chat is saying Pats win. Polecat says Pats. Frank says Pats. Let's see. Tanner says Pats. Will Stidham play better than Stroud did? He's got to.
He's going to have to, exactly.
He said, I said from the start of playoffs, go back in the chat, Rams versus Patriots, and Rams win it all. Right,
God,
so,
I fucking hope not.
Which means he's also saying Rams over Seattle. So, all right. So now the second game, we've got the Rams traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks, which is an extremely tough place to play because we all know how loud that stadium can be. So, who you got in that one?
I got the Seahawks. One, because I have a deep, passionate hate for the Rams, but also because the Seahawks have been absolutely rolling. I don't think anybody thought that they would steamroll the 49ers as bad as they did. And then coming into the playoffs, the Seahawks were continuing to roll. So I don't see that slowing down anytime soon. But the Rams are an extremely formidable opponent, of course. They have arguably the best head coach in the league, and they're not going to go down without a fight. So I do think it's going to be a rather close game, but I do have the Seahawks.
I took the Seahawks in that one too. So if you're taking the Patriots, so you're saying it's the Seahawks Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got winning it?
Oof.
Keep in mind it's a rematch.
Seahawks Patriots, my personal favorite Super Bowl. Seahawks Patriots. I don't know, man. It's going to be a really damn good game. I might want to go with the Seahawks. They get the revenge on New England. Sam Darnold, my USC quarterback, gets his ring. You know what? I like the sound of that, so I'm going to go ahead and say Seattle.
All right. Most are saying Seattle here, it looks like. I'm not going to lie. I kind of wish the game was here. And the reason I'm saying it is because we're supposed to get hit with like almost 2 feet of snow starting Sunday into Monday, possibly Tuesday. So we're going to get walloped this weekend. So this is going to be a fun weekend. I'm hoping for a Seahawks-Broncos Super Bowl. even if it is Seahawks Patriots, I think Seahawks win that regardless. I think the Seahawks take the Super Bowl this year. I just, after what I saw last week, what they did, and granted, the one downside for Seattle right now is no Charbonnet. He's done for the season, tore his ACL in that game. So this is why I said this earlier today when I was on with Will and Leo. That game Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon is going to be very interesting to watch, especially as us as Raider fans. Let's see what Kubiak does to, make up for the fact that he doesn't have Charbonnet. He doesn't have that mass, that awesome 1-2 punch with those two, with him and Walker. All he's got is Walker right now is his definite number one. Yeah, I know they got other running backs, but they're not Charbonnet. Sorry. So let's see what he does to game plan for this game this weekend. Let's see how he pulls this off. This will be a true litmus test for what he really is. So I'm curious. And I just hope the Pats don't even land in Denver. They somehow fly over the Bermuda Triangle in the middle of the country. They vanish and you never hear from them again. I don't give a shit. That's the only thing I can hope for. So most are saying Hawks, Broncos. I mean, it looks like most, other than linebacker U, is saying Seahawks.
The Hawks.
Yeah, dude, the whole country, like 30-something states, like 32 states are getting hit with snow and freezing ice and rain. And I know my buddy lives down in Dallas, and he's like, this sucks because they don't have the equipment for it. They're not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
They get ice storm or snow down in that area, forget it. Everybody just comes to a screeching halt. Nobody riding around down there in SUVs like they are up here. Walk about to get out of the dog. Yeah, he's gonna have no choice. Yeah, that Kingdom was pretty nasty. I saw you mention about the turf too. That linebacker, that was horrible. That shit. But I got nothing else. I'll be on tomorrow night for my No Huddle show. So again, if anybody's got friends or family that are fans of other teams in the NFL, have them pop in. 9:00 Eastern tomorrow, 6:00 Pacific. I'll be on, and Nate, I'll see you next week. I will be on live for the games this weekend, so if you're going to be around, Nate, if you want to pop on, feel free. So,
Sounds
nothing else to do. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be snowed in, so I'm good with that. I'm staying home. I will do live for both games. I'll do separate streams for each one. So I hope to see you all tomorrow night, and if not, then I'll see you on Sunday. And like I always say, stay safe and go Raiders, baby.
As Charles Woodson would say, Raiders. Yeah.
Back and build